All right, we have another trade here as we have Khalil Herbert going from the Chicago Bears to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, running back Zach Moss has been injured. We don't know how long, so they decided to go out and get another player. And to be honest, I kind of just like this move, period, for a team for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a weird situation where Herbert, if you're unaware of who he is, what he can do, he's a guy who has never had a ton of snaps in his career. The career high was last season with just 356. But he's one of those guys where every time you see him rushing, he just looks like a force out there. Like he just looks really good. One of the, I think, reasons why what holds him back is he isn't much of a pass catcher out of the backfield, which, for the Bengals, I'm sure that's something they like. Although, I should mention, he can pass block all right, which he's not a superstar at it, but sometimes you have these guys who all they can do is run, and that's why teams don't value them the way fans do. That's not the case for him. He's just not much of a pass catcher, does 2 out of the 3 phases, effectively, and runs usually really effectively. In fact, it's kind of been a weird storyline that this season he's mostly just played special teams this year, Khalil Herbert has. So only 27 snaps on the year. So a bit of a surprising thing going on there because he is someone who I think has shown to be an effective player in the past. The Bears, quite frankly, just don't feel like they have a spot for him. So they say, you know what? This is the last year of his rookie deal. It's essentially a free contract. He's getting paid like $1 million, but for Cincinnati. So it's essentially just saying, well, if we're not going to use him anyway, let's just deal him. And we're not using him, and he's in the last year of his deal. Let's get something for him, even if it's just a 7th round pick. Still, for the Bengals, trading a 7th round pick to be able to go out and get a running back who honestly could end up being a starting running back for them. Now, Cincinnati has Chase Brown. That's who's been kind of their, they've had 2 running backs basically get, near the same amount of snaps this season, Chase Brown and Zach Moss. Moss, again, look at PFF grades if that's your kind of thing, hasn't graded particularly great this season. So, honestly, this might be an upgrade, period. And Khalil Herbert, at his best, has looked like a really good rusher of the football. So, him and Chase Brown is not much of a pass blocker, this could also, help you out in those situations, as well. They need someone who can at least get in front of a body against the blitz. Herbert can do that. So, it's a move I really like from Cincinnati's perspective. Again, is this an entire needle-moving move? You don't really get those too often. And for Cincinnati, they're just not a team that trades too often. So it's a bit of a surprise that they're doing it. But yeah, is it an entire needle-moving move? Like I kind of said with the Zadarius Smith move with the Lions, it's like, is this something that's going to turn you from a garbage team to a good team? Probably not. But is this something that can just help you improve the roster? Absolutely. And again, 7th round picks matter. They do. We all act like they don't, but they do matter. I mean, you can get someone to help you fill out the roster. Like, I know in Madden, we just trade away 7th round picks like it's nothing. But in reality, like it helps you fill out the roster in a cheap way, right? We know the Bengals aren't, they've gotten much better over the years at signing free agents and things like that, but that's still not what they're known for. So these picks do help. But at the end of the day, a 7th round pick for a player who you feel like can help you win now, it's a good deal. And it's a cheap player. So I think it's a smart move by Cincinnati. But also, like, for the Bears, I still don't understand why they weren't playing Herbert, because it feels like he's good enough to at least give him some more snaps. But they weren't playing him. I don't see him in practice. They do. They didn't feel like he should be a starter. And if you don't feel like he should be a starter, well, then it absolutely makes sense. Or even a backup, even a guy who gets snaps. If that's what they feel like, well, then, yeah, better off trading him and getting a draft pick for it. So, interesting gamble here by the Bengals, but very much a low gamble with a higher reward of just a 7th round pick. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. Of course, as always, thanks for watching.